Hey guys, welcome back to the Toots and Tires YouTube channel. As always, I'm Zach, and this week we're handing over the keys to my sister's dream car, her Gen 3 Hemi Gremmie. Get out of here, Christy. Wicked.
Hey, is that Timmy's?
Yeah, he's very Canada. So you guys already heard what we're trying to accomplish in today's video, but if you're new to the channel, this is my sister's 73 AMC Gremlin X that we jammed a Gen 3 Hemi into it, the Gen 3 Hemi Gremmie. If you watched the last video, you would know that we pretty well got this thing all sorted out, and we did make it to Moparfest, so we're going to add that footage into this video right at the start so you guys can see us taking it there and it at the show. But basically, this is a pretty special video. I'm hoping to hand the keys over to my sister, let her actually enjoy the car, and basically get this thing all ironed out that it's going to hopefully have no problems. So we have a few things that we have to do to the car that have actually came up after Moparfest, so that's great that we can actually fix these problems. But we're going to put this footage up for you guys to see us taking it there and at the show, and then we're going to figure out what we need to do to this thing. So I know it was only a few clips from Moparfest, but we definitely had a blast at the show. It was my first time actually going, so it was pretty sweet to actually show off my sister's car there and let everybody actually see the project. But now we need to fix all the little things that basically just need to be ironed out so that we can actually get this thing driving and let my sister enjoy this car. So one thing that actually came up right after we were at the show, we could smell kind of coolant. We didn't drive it very far. It does work, so hopefully you guys are going to come along for a ride in the car in this video for us to actually kind of tune things up. But the first thing we need to tackle is these rear heater lines that go to our heater core. So, you know, in theory, it was a great idea to have, you know, these kind of sweet little joints in here that make everything nice and tight. But we keep having problems with the ones on the back on this side. I don't know, we've tightened the clamps up, but I don't know if you guys can see that there. It just keeps seeping out of that one kind of fitting in the back. So my local parts store actually let me come in the back and check out some of their form-fitted heater hoses. So I'm hoping that I can make both of these lines work, hopefully to eliminate as many joints as possible on that. Basically, I think we're going to drain the coolant down. We're going to take off all the stuff that we did originally, see if we can make these work, and then kind of go from there. So I'm going to start cutting these up, get this all drained out, and we'll show you guys what we come up with. So we got these old hoses off, and like I said, I guess they were a good idea at the time, but this definitely looks a lot more neat. We don't have as many clamps other than just this union I had to put in, because obviously, you know, I only got what I got from the parts store, but that other one worked out pretty mint that we only have it just joined on the tubes that are actually on the motor and the heater core, so that's looking pretty sweet. I still have to fire this thing up. We did bleed the air properly. If you're doing a Gen 3 Hemi and you have the same kind of water pump we have, you have to kind of have this Allen key plug out, and then you got to fill the coolant up until it starts running out of there, just because if you don't, this sensor that's on the side over here will have a huge air bubble around it, and you'll get a weird coolant reading. We found that out the hard way. So now that that's kind of tidied up, I'm going to have this thing fired up, just trying to burp out any more air out of the system. We only had about a jug out, so I think it should be pretty good. But what we're going to move on to now, before we kind of do some wiring stuff, is I need to fix this over here. We had her loaded up when we were actually leaving Moparfest, and I do know from when we drove this thing home, it had a little bit of like grind in the back end when we had kind of all the spare parts in the back, but just here on the wheel well, when somebody did the bodywork on this car, it's definitely seen better days, and I think it's pretty solid full of Bondo. They just kind of didn't flare this lip in nicely, and when you actually go over bumps and it's like fully weighted down, this hits the tire. So I'm going to try to heat this up with the heat gun, roll this in the best I can. Obviously if it cracks it's not a huge deal because there's cracks and kind of rust all over this, so we will just try to make it a little bit better for now, and hopefully maybe in the future my sister might want to actually paint this thing and do a little bit of body work. But I'm going to get a bat on this with some heat on it and see if we can roll that in. Which one do you want to try, Dad? Are we using the bat or are we using this piece of wood?
No, we'll use the bat.
Okay. Alright, so we didn't heat it up. We figured we're just going to go for it. Oh yeah, it's moving. Look at that. Beauty. Oh yeah. That's not bad. I think they just had Bondo on it, so they kind of cracked the Bondo on that. Maybe this one I can get up higher and just give her a little, kind of roll this edge in here.
You could always peen it with a hammer, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah,
but that's...
We got like an inch there now.
Yeah, because before we were just kind of hitting that one edge there, so hopefully that'll be... We're going to find out, obviously, when we take it for a test drive, but I think that's a lot better. How's the other side, Dad? Is it good, or we got to do it too?
Oh, this side is good.
That side's good?
Yeah, this side's got like an inch.
Mint. So if I take the wheel off, I might get in here and just kind of try to dolly a little bit better, but that moved a lot better than I thought it was going to. So now that we got that figured out, I think... yeah, I think we're going to move on to some wiring stuff. So we're actually going to try to figure out how to set up fourth gear on this A518. So hopefully we can help you guys out with that if you guys are looking for that information. So I'm going to get some stuff set up and we'll try to figure that out. Alrighty guys, we're going to move on to actually wiring up this A518, the fourth gear in it. So I'm definitely new to this, so if I'm saying anything wrong, please put it down in the comments down below so we can help educate everybody, including myself. But I've drawn up a little diagram that I'll take a picture of and put on the screen so you guys can see it. But basically, from all the research I've done, this is the way it's supposed to be wired up. Both switches that I've bought are adjustable, so for the vacuum switch that's going to control a portion of this, I bought this one. I'm sure that I think this is originally for a Turbo 400, but it's just like this simple little vacuum switch here, and then you just shove a Allen key in the bottom to adjust it. Somebody said that this is already pre-adjusted, but if we have to make any little changes, that should be okay, and I'm going to get a little bit closer shot and put it on the screen as well. I just tapped this into my vacuum line that goes to the booster, so hopefully this will all work. If we have to change it or whatever, it's not a huge deal. And then underneath on the transmission, we're actually going to run this pressure switch, and this goes into one of the ports just on the side, just for, I don't know, I guess to sense pressure in third gear or fourth gear, I'm not too sure. But basically, from all the Googling I've done, you put this in. I'm going to set this up for 44 PSI, and obviously from my diagram, you can see how I hooked it up. It's not the end of the world just because, you know, if we put a loop on it, we can change it out to whatever terminal we need to get it on, because obviously there's open and closed circuits. But I think we can figure this one out. So I'm going to get this stuff all in here. I've already modified our bottom harness that was originally for the neutral safety and reverse lights, but I've just added in the plug that's meant for the solenoid in the transmission, and then this orange wire here is going to run over for our ground to actually control off of that pressure switch. So I'm going to get this stuff all hooked up. We're going to see if we can get it all to work, and then, yeah, we're going to have to test this while driving, but we're going to see how it goes. So I know it's pretty hard to see, guys, but we got our wiring all ran down from the firewall, plugged into our neutral safety switch and the 4th gear solenoid. So hopefully our reverse lights are going to work. So that should be pretty sweet if we can actually see that. And we also have the ground wire running over the transmission into that pressure switch that we mounted onto the side into that one back port. So like I said, we preset that switch at 44 PSI. So that's, you know, hopefully going to come in around 44 miles per hour. And you can also see that we got our vacuum switch into our T underneath the hood. We wired it all the same way that we had it on the diagram. So hopefully that's all going to work. But basically what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to set a bunch of cameras up on the car. We're going to test this out to see that everything works properly. If we have to make any adjustments, we're only going to go quarter turn one way or the other on the vacuum switch. It's preset from the factory, so hopefully it should work pretty good. But I don't think with the pressure switch underneath that we're going to have to make any changes. Basically, if we do, I think we're just going to have to make it come in sooner. So we'll just like back the screw out a quarter turn. But I'm really hoping that around 44 miles per hour that it's going to come in and actually shift into 4th gear. It'll be really cool to actually see if once we step on it, if it will kick down into 3rd and all work properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this thing out of the barn, take you guys on a little cruise, see how it sounds, and then just do a little shakedown. So here we go. Alrighty guys, we got a couple different shots on here, one from the tailpipe kind of area and one from the side. So basically what this drive is going to test is hopefully that it shifts into 4th gear and that it will also kick down and shift back into 3rd gear. This thing, we haven't drove it pretty much anything, so it's like super rich when we run it. So we might have to end up getting this thing tuned. But we're going to fire it up. I did port the throttle body just because it was screaming before. So hopefully when we're going to be driving it now, that's going to be a little bit better, but we're going to see how it goes. So here we go. Also, that scream you hear is, I think that's the fuel filter that we use, that Corvette one, and it's kind of screaming the fuel back because it goes away once you fire it up. Or it's the fuel pump. Yeah, I think the tune definitely needs some work. I'm not a tune kind of guy, but yeah. We're gonna see how it goes. So we're just gonna take a little shakedown around the block. Alrighty guys, well we're at our test spot here. So it's really nice smooth pavement because they just paved it. So basically we're gonna take off nice and easy. We're gonna see if it shifts through all the gears, and then once we get up to right about, I would say 60, well, maybe around 50 miles an hour, then I'll tromp on it, and then we'll see if it actually kicks down. So we're gonna get some shots all around the car here. Oh, we got a tractor behind us, so that's 2nd gear, 3rd gear, and 4th gear. Oh, vacuum switch must have kicked it back off. We're back in 4th gear. Little funny stuff with the vacuum switch. I don't know, maybe if you're on it you wouldn't notice it. We're gonna tromp on it now. Oh yeah, we kicked out. We're in 3rd gear. This thing's hauling. Sounds absolutely wicked in the car. Getting rid of the scream from the throttle body was definitely a big upgrade. So if you're buying any of these cheap Chinese throttle bodies, I definitely recommend it. We'll see how it goes here. I was just on the brake. We'll get back on it. This pavement's really nice. I haven't drove down here yet. Oh, back into 3rd. Back into 4th. I'd say this thing's pretty dialed, you know. Maybe, you know, me and my wife, we're gonna take this thing on a little cruise, see how it does, if it heats up at all, kind of how the transmission does, see if we get any leaks underneath the car. You know, so far, just from kind of idling it around, we haven't had too many issues. But you know, I'm pretty happy. This thing is super smooth. I'm just assuming if it's like the sway bar in the front end and all that. Also, nice road is making up for it. New tires on the car. So I think we're gonna give it probably a little bit more of a shakedown, just a longer drive. I'll tell you guys how that goes. Wow. think I could friggin' leave you without doing just a little friggin' burnout? Brother, brand new pavement, let's friggin' do it up, dude. Friggin' out the side shot. This thing's awesome. I don't want to roast the tires too much because they are freaking brand new, but man, this thing's gonna boogie, dude. So we're gonna take it home, check it out, see how it goes, and we'll let you guys know what we find out. Alrighty guys, well our shakedown test went pretty good, no major leaks. I wouldn't say not really any major issues. I still have a little exhaust tick that I need to find, but that's not like any concern. But the only thing that I'm getting now is I think maybe the power steering pump kind of went out when you fire it up, and when it's sitting still and you kind of like only turn it a little bit, it really makes a lot of noise. So I have no idea what the heck the problem is with the thing. I might have to Google how much pressure these factory pumps actually put out. It might not even be putting out enough pressure for the system. I have no idea, but that's something to kind of iron out. When you're driving, obviously it's perfectly fine. Just kind of when you're standing still and there's a lot of tension on the steering. But that's a thing. Cooling wise, I'm really happy with it with this Be Cool Rad. Definitely recommend one of those. Not sponsored, but they are absolutely wicked. We did put a different thermostat into this. It originally had a 203. I ended up opting out for a 192 just because it seemed to work out a little bit better with my cooling setup, with the way the fans were set up. Charging, the battery charges perfectly fine. Everything other than I think we might have to get this thing dyno tuned just to get it really dialed in. It's just a little rich on startup. Obviously I'm not like a huge tuning guy, so might end up taking it somewhere, so we might make a video on that because that would be pretty cool to see how much horsepower this thing's actually putting out. But my sister is actually supposed to show up today, so we are gonna let her actually drive this thing for the first time, hand her the keys to her wicked rig here, so she's going to be able to drive this thing for the first time, the Gen 3 Hemi Gremmie. So basically we'll get her in the car firing this thing up and seeing it for the first time, and then we'll get her reaction afterwards. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Alrighty guys, well this is my older sister Christy. She's always wanted this Gremlin. I know you drove it with the old motor, but you know, you get to feel the power of the Gen 3 Hemi. You excited?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I'm very excited.
All right, we'll get your seatbelt on. See, I don't want to wear the upper one. We're only going to put the lab belt on. She's custom. You can freaking do one or the other. Alrighty, so you're going to turn the key on, and we're going to let the fuel pump fully prime. Yeah. Oh, here. Yeah. You gotta kind of push this in. All right, fuel pump's gonna fully prime. Do you need to move up?
I think so.
You might have to move, you might have to take your seatbelt off. You might be holding you back, dude. All right,
we're off to a great start.
We're having technical difficulties here. Hold on. So you gotta pull it that way.
Yeah.
There you go. Do you go a little closer? Are you okay?
No, this is good.
You're
now.
good? Okay. All right. Technical difficulties here. All right, yeah, full pump, the fuel pump fully primed. So the only thing is on the speedometer, it's off a little bit. So when you see 40, it's actually 80.
Okay.
So basically whatever number it is, you double it.
Okay.
All right. Good. So it should just be good for you just to crank her over.
Oh my god. It smells wicked in here.
Yeah, wait for it to idle down because it's got the cold air idle.
Yeah.
So that's idle down.
Holy shit. It goes so quiet.
Give her a little rev. Pretty cool, eh?
This is crazy.
Yeah. So then, like, most of the neutral safety works, so you can only start the car in park or neutral, and also the warning light in the dash works so far. I haven't got able to fix the coolant temp or the oil pressure in the factory gauges, but obviously on the Holly dash here, it shows you all that. But so far, everything's really good. So yeah, foot on the brake and into drive.
Oh my god.
You got her in D.
Yep.
All right, so just roll up here to stop a little bit. All right, so just just get on the throttle pretty decent.
Okay.
Not mad at, but just give her.
Oh my god. That's wicked. But it's just been new pavement. You can't. How do you see the black lines?
Don't worry, it was roasting them, dude. We can't do it too much. Brand new tires, all right? But it drives so nice. Like,
This is crazy.
it's nice and smooth.
Oh yeah. I can't believe
If you got
this
your
is
foot
my
in it,
car.
it would kick down. Yeah, you can't believe it. So yeah, you felt the kick down to get up the hill, and then once it levels out, shifts back into fourth. You can't believe that this is your car.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You got one pretty wicked car, Christy. This is where I was doing a burnout right here.
Were you actually right in front of this guy's house?
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't want to tromp on it. I'm like trying to adjust my foot. So
Oh, you're terrified of it?
a little bit. It's a beast.
It's a beast. It's got some power.
Yeah.
And you own it.
Yeah. It's wild.
This little gremlin.
I never could have imagined this is what this car was gonna be like in January. Like when we bought this.
When we bought it.
Yeah.
And you gotta figure it's like what, like, 8 months ago you bought the car.
Yeah.
And now it's like I don't think I worked on it right away, and it's like I think it was about 6 months, and this is this is what it's turned into.
It's crazy.
Alrighty guys, so we just made it back from the drive. Christy, what'd you think?
It was great.
It's
crazy.
pretty cool. It's got a lot of power.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You never think that would be kind of the gremlin you'd own?
No, not at all.
That's awesome. Alrighty guys, well, I think that's where we're gonna end it off. We're handing the keys over to Christy. She's gonna take this car and enjoy it. Hopefully we'll be able to do an update. Like I said, we might take this thing to get dyno tuned, but I think that's gonna do it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's been awesome making this project, building this dream car for my sister, and yeah, it's just been a lot of fun. Alrighty guys, well, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. As always, don't forget to salute the beaver. We'll catch you next time.